Recognize the member for Windsor-Tecumseh.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is for the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Sport. Good morning. Speaker, one would think when you have a facility that attracts 15,000 tourists a year, this government would do everything in its power to save it and keep it open for visitors. A case in point is the Canadian Club Brand Heritage Centre in the old Walkerville neighbourhood of Windsor. It was built in 1894. It's a magnificent structure modeled after palaces in Italy. It has a colourful history of Prohibition, gangsters, gunshots, and great Canadian whisky. Why does this Liberal government continue to wash its hands of helping with the solution so the doors of this superb facility can reopen to the public?
Minister of Culture, Tourism and Sports.
Minister of Finance.
Sir, Finance.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And again, I appreciate the member opposite his advocacy in regards to this very issue. As noted, Beam Suntory is the one that ultimately now owns the operations of Canadian Club brand, and Harm Walker is producing it in a separate facility, selling some of their brand through that retail operation. And the member opposite recognizes the need and the desire for the community to have its heritage at the initial site so as to be able to sell and attract tourism. Of course, the new owners have since closed it down and have opted not to proceed. They are now trying to work alongside the municipality and this member who's been trying hard to find a way to do this without setting a precedent that is contrary in respect to retailing of beverage alcohol outside the normal operations. I'll respond more.
Thank you. I recognize the member from Windsor-Tecumseh.
Speaker, any micro distiller in Ontario can sell its product on site. Canadian Club whisky has been made in this distillery for more than 100 years. Why can't the Liberals cut the red tape, modernize Ontario's regulations, and allow Canadian Club whisky to be sold where it's made in Walkerville, Ontario, and bring back those 15,000 tourists who want to see the facility each year and maybe, just maybe, buy a bottle of Canadian Club on their way out the door?
You, Minister of Finance. Minister of Finance.
So I understand the member opposite's concern, and we recognize that there is the ability to retail some of these products at those microbreweries and some of the other sites where they produce them. Problem is, it's not being produced in the specific site that's being requested. So we're trying to foster a way. Can we engage in that ability without contravening the very issues that we put in place to protect the distillers and the industry in terms of retailing these operations? But there's more here, and that's about tourism, and that's about the cultural aspect and the historical significance of this site. And I agree with this member. We got to find a way to make this work. Thank you.
Recognize the member from London North Centre.
Thank you, Speaker.